Hey, what is up? It is Paleo slash Projector here, and today I'm going to be coming at you with Fun Interactions episode number 6. I've been pumping these out at a pretty good rate now, and the response has been good, so I will continue to do so as long as the response is good and I'm not spamming the subreddit too badly. So this one is going to be an interaction with Dagger perks and then other perks in one-handed and two-handed. Unfortunately, this is going to require heavy investment in both one-handed and two-handed, which means you're going to need to... It might take a while to level up both. Unless you have a good source of gold and can pay trainers to level you up pretty quickly. So that's also an option. But the level 80 Dagger perk Coiling Python states that hitting a target with a forward, sideways, and backwards power attack with a dagger within 30 seconds paralyzes the target for 20 seconds. Your attacks against the paralyzed target are critical strikes that deal 9 times critical damage. Notice how this last line does not specify dagger attacks. It simply says your attacks against the paralyzed target are critical strikes that deal 9 times critical damage. This means that we can paralyze an enemy. Forwards power attack, backwards power attack, sideways power attack, and then whip out a different weapon like a dragonbone bow. And get a crit, a crit, a crit, a crit, and a crit. Now that's all fine and dandy. But the absolute power here is with Warhammers. And with two-handed Master 2 of 2, you get 200% more critical damage per level of two-handed, which stacks with that 9 times critical strike damage. And then with Batter, all critical strikes with the Warhammer deal double critical damage, which is another multiplier. And then with Grand Slam, standing power attack with the Warhammer inflicts a critical strike. It deals 3% more critical damage per point of stamina. So I have 600 stamina here for demonstration purposes, which is pretty easily achieved, honestly, just by picking stamina a solid amount of times on level ups, and then having fortified stamina gear on a few slots in your enchantment slots in your gear. And my Orc Vampire build, which this is not it, this is simply my demonstration character, but my Orc Vampire build has about 650 stamina at level like 40. He could easily break 800 by like level 80. Sorry, I mean by level 50 or so. So this is actually kind of on the lower end of what is possible. And then when you factor in stuff like Ferocious Strength, which increases tower attack damage by 15% plus 0.1% per point of stamina, that's 60% more power attack damage plus the 15. So that's 75% more power attack damage. Trained Fighter is good, produces stamina cost power attacks. And then I would honestly use either Volendrung, which has an automatically has a stamina absorb enchant, or enchant on a absorb stamina enchant on your Warhammer, because with the enchanting perk Attunement, they're 10% more powerful on equipped weapons and armor. And then Thunderstruck makes weapon enchantments 25% more effective when delivered by power attack, or 50% for a two-handed power attack. Now, power attacks for single weapons rather than dual wielding, the cost of their stamina is 40 plus 2 times weapon weight, and then minus whatever perks you have that reduce the stamina cost. So a Dragonbone Warhammer weighs 33, so at 66 plus 40 is 106, minus 20 is 86. So you would need 86 absorb stamina to have 100% sustain. However, you don't actually need 86 absorb stamina, because you will be also regenerating stamina, so you'll probably only need like 75, honestly, absorb stamina to 100% sustain maximum stamina when continuously power attacking with a Warhammer. And that's only with the Dragonbone Warhammer. With Volendrung, it's even easier because, 1, it's lighter, which means its power attacks cost less, and 2, it has a 50 absorb stamina enchant on it already. Now you're wasting your second enchantment slot, and you also could miracle craft a third enchantment on the Dragonbone Warhammer, But there's not many enchantments that are actually like really good for Warhammers, other than like, I don't know, reduce armor or something. But reducing armor doesn't actually increase damage that much. And even at maximum, like if you reduce armor by 500, you're only increasing your damage by like 50% if you go into the negatives. And for example, against enemies like the Ebony Warrior, since they already have 361 armor, you're only going to go like negative 200. And there also is a glitch with Summer Mist in that enchanted weapons that reduce armor on enemies don't actually benefit from negative armor. But if you switch to another weapon, they will benefit from that negative armor. So that's a glitch with Summer Mist. I don't know how long that's been known, but I've known about that for a while. I probably should have submitted like a bug report or something. I don't know if the bug report is still open on the Nexus page for Summer Mist, but regardless, that's a bug. So yeah, absorb armor, and then reduce armor do not benefit from negative armor with that weapon itself. So Volendrung is probably the best option because it's kind of a good middle ground between Longhammer and Dragon Ball Warhammer. But if you just want the biggest crits possible, Dragon Ball Warhammer is your go-to. So I have my stamina rate set to 500, which means I'm regenerating 500 stamina percent per second. Just for demonstration purposes to show you how powerful this can be. So we're going to do a forwards power attack, backwards power attack, sideways power attack. And remember, this is a completely unupgraded Warhammer. This has not been smithed at all. This is basically just a base Dragon Ball Warhammer with the two-handed perks. So it's only doing 59 damage, which is really low for a Warhammer. Watch how much damage this is going to do. 3,530. That is a lot of frickin' damage. And this is completely unupgraded. So if we make this like an actual heavily smithed with fortified smithing gear, enchanted fortified smithing gear, plus a blacksmith's elixir, plus smithing perks, plus like, you know, where's smithing? Oh, it's the other way. Plus an advanced grindstone, plus focusing on smithing specialization for two-handed, and then sacrificing a dragon soul. You can easily hit 500 damage on your Warhammer. So we're going to do player.setAV attack damage molt 10 to get a 590-ish attack damage Warhammer. So we're going to boom, boom, and then boom. And we're going to see how much damage this does, like if you were like fully decked out. 35,303. And that's only with 600 stamina. If you had like 800 stamina or even more, you'd be doing like 40, 50,000 damage in a single hit. Now, not all enemies can be paralyzed. Ebony Warrior can't be paralyzed. I don't think dragons, dragon priests can be paralyzed, and I don't think dwarven centurions can be paralyzed either. But for like Draugr Deathlords, which I believe can be paralyzed, it's really useful. And then, of course, what makes this really a lot easier, is a slow time and shout. So you can just slow time down, dodge all the enemy attacks, and then just boom, boom, boom. Then they're paralyzed for 20 seconds, and just whip out your Warhammer and just absolutely pummel them. We'll basically one-shot any enemy in the game. And then if it takes more than one hit, you just do it again, because you have 20 seconds of free, incredibly massive crits on the enemy. You could set Ebony Warrior's health to 100,000, and it would just take like 3 hits to kill them. And you actually have 20 seconds of hitting, so yeah. So, pretty cool trick. Only caveat is it requires heavy investment, both one-handed and two-handed, which is a bit of an issue, but it's cool interaction that I've known for a while. So take it what you will. It's fun to play around with if you want to delve that deep into one-handed and two-handed. So if you wish to do that, it's pretty fun, pretty powerful, and as always, peace out.